Quit acting stupid. With
Bobby,
Jamie,
and
Andy.
That will never be cool no matter how we do it. Hello and welcome to the latest episode of Quit Acting Stupid. I am your host, Jamie Perez, and joining me as always are my brothers, Bobby, Rudy, and Andy. Say hello, boys.
Hello.
Wow. Awesome.
Hola,
Hey,
¿cómo estás?
how are you guys?
Tired.
Tired.
All right.
Uh-oh. He's got to find the energy.
It's
I don't know.
Hopefully there's a good story behind that.
I'm missing
Get
my...
that. No, I'm not really.
The baby, or year and a half year old waking up at 5 a.m. and crying.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, my 5-year-old is doing that stuff right now. She wakes up at least twice a night. It's routine. Like sometimes, usually the first time is like between 2 and 3 o'clock. Then I go in there and I just lay down with her in her bed. And then for some reason, she turns into the world's lightest sleeper ever. So I can't get out of there. Like right when she goes to bed, I'll lay down with her and she'll fall asleep. And I could, an earthquake could happen and she wouldn't wake up. But when I go in there in the middle of the night, I'm stuck there because any movement, she wakes up. Yeah. And then she'll wake up again at 5. And yeah, so.
I do not miss that. I do not miss that at all. What about you, Bob?
Not at all. Not at all.
Oh,
No. I
man.
get up to pee and I keep my eyes closed the whole time. And I go
It's
right
all
back.
over the wall. Yeah, no, it's
I
terrible.
go right back to bed.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things where that's how my day started at 5, 6, and at 6 a.m. I'm already thinking I'm gonna be so tired by the time we hit record tonight. I had a whole Tuesdays are pretty busy at work too, so it's just and then we had back to school parent meeting the teachers and stuff tonight at the daycare.
Okay.
So it was a long day.
So we had back to school night too up at Rockers High School, but my son's a senior and we love back to school night at Rockers, but it was a downpour over here in Lenexa. So and it was like blowing sideways. It looked like we were in a hurricane. So we just made the decision not to go this year. So.
What?
That was the worst part because it's really close to us, but I could tell it was going to start raining, and it starts just pouring as soon as we get there, or maybe like a block away. And so, we got 2 umbrellas. We make sure their kids are covered and everything, but me and Kaylee get soaked. And then we're just in there the whole time, and now it's freezing. Now we're wet and cold.
Air conditions on. Yeah, now you're cold.
So,
yep.
Yeah.
We had back to school night last week, so it was quite good weather actually for us. So sorry guys.
Yeah. Well, I was all ready to go to the pool tonight, and I didn't. I guess I should probably pay attention to the weather more. Yeah, I was like, oh yeah, we're gonna go. It's gonna be closed. They're gonna shut down the pool here in the next week or two, and yeah. The rain.
I didn't know. Yeah, I didn't know there was rain in the forecast today either. Caught me off guard. So, but
yeah. So, what's been happening? I missed you guys. I was not at, and that's what I really. It really makes me unhappy. It really makes me angry if I can't make it over to my mom's on the Sunday where we all get together. Because then I'm like, man, now I got to wait a whole nother week to get back in front of the family. And actually, I'm gonna have to wait 2 weeks because this weekend I'll be gone as well, taking my son down to Dallas. So I feel like I'm out of touch with my family. So tell me what's going on.
The following, well, just think of it this way: the following week you'll get like 3 times the chisme.
Yeah.
So it'll all be building up. Now
somebody will be pregnant or getting married or something, and they're like, "Hey, you
pregnant?"
Didn't even know? I'll be like, "No."
Pregnant. It's not until I hear the first drop that I even remember we have drops. Like so now
I did the same thing. Somebody made a drop. And I'm like, I forgot.
I'm like,
that's what took me so long. That's what took me so long to get up on the screen with you guys because I kept logging in, but I didn't have access to the drops. So I was like, nope, this won't do. Like I just kept logging out. Like, nope. And then
Yeah.
Interesting.
I don't know. You didn't miss a whole lot. You missed. I think Avery did a few more magic tricks for us.
Nice.
He entertained us. Yes.
Always love it when the
Did
kids do
she?
the magic shows.
Was that after I left? I don't
Yeah,
remember
it must have
Avery's
been.
magic trick. Oh, okay. Get back. Oh, Ryland's having a birthday party. We'll tell you about that off
Sure
air.
thing.
But
Sure
yeah,
thing.
so
Awesome.
Party's
other-
party's the loose word there.
yeah. He's having a birthday. Come if you want to, kind of thing. So
We'll all just be in the same place.
yeah. So that should be fun.
Okay.
But yeah, other than that, I don't remember. Nothing really happened. I don't think. Usually, Mom makes fun of me, but
Standard.
yeah, just standard stuff. I can't remember anything. But
Dad made his giant pot of spaghetti like he will do, once a month, once every 6 weeks, something like that.
yep.
It is funny how, the last time he did it, they ran out and, Mom never lets him hear the end of it. So right away in the texts on Sunday morning, it's like, first come, first serve, we might run out. And they had, if I remember correctly, they had plenty. They had weight.
When I saw that text and she's like, first come, first serve. And I'm like, why don't you just make more than last time? Like, that's an easy fix. Just make more.
It sounds
But
sounds easy, but what if I told you that tomorrow you're going to have, 20 people descend on your house and you don't know if some of them are coming and you don't know others may not. So.
yeah, no. If I'm making spaghetti specifically, if I'm making spaghetti for just me, I'll either have not enough or just like enough for like 20 people. Like I don't know how to, because you mean to tell me this little handful of spaghetti made that much? Yeah, I can't measure it out. I don't
think anybody can. I think
it's a thing.
make
Spaghetti's
too much.
impossible.
And then our dad, he puts it all together in the one big pot. But I know Kaylee's mom, and I can't remember if Kaylee does this too. Maybe not anymore, but they usually, keep the spaghetti and like the meat and the sauce and everything separate, and you don't combine it until it's on your plate, which then makes it even harder because then you end up with way more of one than you have of the other, I think.
I remember going to like a friend's house as a kid and they were having spaghetti or something. And I'm like, why is this not mixed already? Like, what? This doesn't make sense. Yeah, it's very confusing.
I will tell you one thing real quick on the spaghetti specifically and Kaylee's family. I always have a thing with them about what is supposed to be the side with spaghetti. Because, they're kind of a traditional family where they always have like a vegetable or they always have a green or something to go with it.
The tomato sauce.
Yeah, there's no side. There's salad,
maybe bread.
But see, salad is the beginner, and then bread would be the. But that's not.
You can eat the salad.
That's just an accoutrement.
They always have green beans with spaghetti, and they act like it's not weird. And
that's the weirdest.
And I always say it's weird. I always say it's weird, and they're like, "Really?" And I'm like, "Yeah." When was the last time you went to Olive Garden and got the green beans?
Yeah, well, that's disgusting.
Yeah. That's insane.
Not entirely. All right, so
no, entirely. I don't know what your story's about to be, but it's crazy.
I mean, usually when we make food, we've got to have not every time, but usually we have to have a vegetable, and so we got accustomed to when we were having. Kind of crazy. We don't really eat spaghetti much anymore, but when we did, we'd have broccoli with it. So yeah, green
broccoli.
See, that's weird.
Now,
I don't know.
I gotta say, okay, I throw. I know Emily makes fun of me, but I'll throw in like bags of frozen vegetables. Like I'll throw it into anything. Like I think I've done it with spaghetti before, just to make me feel like I'm being healthy. I'll throw it into like taco meat. I'll just throw in this frozen, like this steamed bag of carrots, broccoli, and cauliflower.
Taco meat?
Wait! You put it into the taco meat?
Yeah, and I'll just eat it like that.
Oh no!
It's not bad. It's not bad.
I get it.
That's disgusting.
Do you want to hear something now that's probably disgusting for you, but it makes me feel better? I will throw it into like the Kraft macaroni and cheese, like with the powdered cheese or whatever. I'll throw in a can of tuna.
Disgusting.
I'll throw in a can of tuna and then a bag of steamed vegetables, and I'll just mix it around.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, the calorie calorie count is pretty low. So
Vegetables are good, but you got to eat them by themselves. You can't. Don't ruin the tuna. Don't ruin the spaghetti. I mean, don't put
Now-
them into the tacos.
if you're gonna eat them by themselves, the vegetables, throw on some seasoning salt. That's fantastic.
If somebody was in my house,
tornado.
if someone was in my house and they needed a vegetable to save their lives, they would die. There's not a vegetable. There's no hide nor hair of a vegetable in this place. There's nowhere to be found. When I go to Price Chopper, it would be like as if you gave like $50 to a 10-year-old and said, "Hey, go get some stuff for the week." That's what I have. Cosmic brownies. Got to have cosmic brownies. You got to have your frosted flakes. You got to have a frozen pizza in there. Like literally,
all cereals. Of all cereals, Frosted Flakes is you're an adult now. You have no constraints. You can pick any cereal you want, and you're choosing Frosted Flakes.
Yeah, I think so. The only other one that would be in contention would be like Fruity Pebbles, maybe, but those go too quick. Fruity Pebbles, Frosted Flakes,
Cinnamon Toast Crunch. 100%.
Okay, let's. What's the Mount Rushmore of cereals? What would you put on your Mount Rushmore of cereal?
I think Frosted Flakes has to be there.
Okay.
It has to be there somewhere.
There's 4 people. There's 4 presidents on Mount Rushmore. So who would be your 4?
And who would Frosted Flakes be? Is that like a Thomas Jefferson?
Frosted Flakes would be George Washington. I mean, come on.
Yeah, I would think Apple Jacks would be George.
Apple Jacks would be on mine, but it would not be George Washington. No,
It wouldn't be like
that would be more like a. That would be more like I wouldn't even say it's an Abraham Lincoln. Apple Jacks is more of a Thomas Jefferson, I think.
What would your Roosevelt be as far as a cereal? I would think since Roosevelt's kind of squeezed in there, he was almost like an afterthought. So that'd be kind of your 4th place cereal, wouldn't it?
Roosevelt is Fruit Loops.
Pops? Corn Pops?
You didn't even mention Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Come on.
I did. That's my number one.
Andrew did. Yeah,
Andrew did. I don't think they would be on my Mount Rushmore. I think I would have Frosted Flakes, Fruity Pebbles, Apple Jacks, and I think, and you guys are going to laugh at me here, probably, I think I'm going to go honeycomb.
Ew.
Well, I said Pops, but I feel like honeycomb and Pops can maybe they're kind of.
Can we all agree?
They occupy the same space.
Can we all at least agree that marshmallow cereal is just a bad idea?
I cannot agree.
I won't follow you there.
No, I will agree. Sorry, mine was like I'm not a big marshmallow person.
So it won't land on my Mount Rushmore, but every year around mid-September, when that Frankenberry hits Target, I got to get 6 or 7 boxes of Frankenberry because I'm all about Frankenberry.
I don't
think
I've maybe ever had that.
Yes, you did. We had it as kids. Frankenberry.
No, we didn't because we didn't like marshmallows.
Marshmallows.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did. Yes, we did. I had Frankenberry.
As we got older, we liked them, but not as kids. We didn't like marshmallows.
I had Frankenberry as a kid at 5230 East 6th Street. I promise you.
I'd have to say for me, if I could, I would have Fruity Pebbles as all 4, because they are by far like I could eat a whole box in a sitting if I wanted to.
Oh, for sure.
It's that good. It's amazing, and like you said, it does go fast.
There needs to be a lock on my Fruity Pebbles box, like a code, like you're only allowed to open it like twice a week or something.
Don't even bother buying them because it won't last the day.
And if you get a family size that's not on sale, you're spending like $7. It's like $6.99 or something crazy.
Well, you can go to the poor people cereals and the no name, the Aldi brand cereals.
The ones that are in a bag. The ones that are at the bottom shelf in a bag like a homeless person.
Don't even come with a prize. Yeah, I don't think so.
No.
See, when I say Fruity Pebbles, I mean the poor people Fruity Pebbles, like Booty Rebels, like that.
Spelled with 2 O's instead of 5.
Exactly.
I had when Miranda was born and I was living off of 12th Street behind the Shady Lady. I had a bag of shout out to Shady Lady. I had a bag of I think it was called Tostios, maybe. I don't know. It was in a bag, and there was a clown. And then I would buy like a box of Fruity Pebbles, or not Fruity Pebbles. I'd buy a box of like Fruit Loops because they were imitation Fruit Loops. So I'd buy a box of Fruit Loops, and then I'd buy a couple bags of the Tostios, and then I'd mix them. Yeah, well, I just mix them, and it wasn't for like I didn't have kids I was trying to trick. It was for me. Like I want to get some of the cheap ones, but that'll make my box of good ones last longer. So that's how broke I was back in the day. So
Getting
that happened.
Snap.
I have bought cereal with a WIC card. That has happened. So
Nice.
I actually bought baseball cards with a WIC card once, but we won't talk about that.
Okay. All right.
We won't talk about that.
The state of Missouri wanted you to spend the money on it.
But no,
With
some of you guys with
coupons.
the Apple Jacks, okay. Fruit Loops are kind of.
I feel like Fruit Loops and Apple Jacks are kind of in the same.
I think that Applejack taste, that apple, it's so good.
Hey,
So
Let me
good.
tell you, that's
Absolutely,
not real
absolutely.
apple taste. That's not real apple flavoring. There's no real.
No, they
apple.
got them. No, from apple orchards. They were squeezed into the squoze.
Did you ever look at the box?
I can't believe you guys have to have cartoon characters on your cereal. I've got more sophisticated palate, and so Reese's. Have you guys ever had Reese's peanut butter
No,
cereal?
I've
Never.
only recently started eating peanut butter again. So
Oh my God.
any kind of. Yeah,
I'm clean out of peanut butter.
I bet you are.
That Lilo.
Lilo's tummy is full. No,
Why do we continue to go?
I only went there because I knew Jamie would, but
Anyway, Reese's.
Yeah, well,
I
that's
was ready for it.
disgusting.
one that we haven't talked about yet, which is probably pretty high on most people's, is Captain Crunch.
Yeah, I was gonna say
I-
Captain Crunch is up there.
We didn't
I
do
don't
that
like
as
it,
kids.
Yeah, I didn't really have it until college, and I like it, but it's kind of uncomfortable. It's sharp.
Yeah, it is sharp, and I'm not a big fan. It's got to get soggy before I can eat it. But my go-to is like it's not to go to Captain Crunch. I will go with Lucky Charms. That's where I get my marshmallows.
No, that's
Yeah.
That's what I had in mind when he said the marshmallow cereal. Like I don't.
Yeah.
I've never.
Yeah.
liked Lucky Charms.
Lucky Charms.
And honestly, Bobby, where do
good.
you sit on Fruity Pebbles? Because I think Fruity Pebbles are gross. I was so surprised. that
Gross?
you guys.
I don't know how that's possible.
No, and
They're-
I like Fruity Pebbles, but here's the thing: is I haven't had cereal in probably 40 years, 45 years.
That's the
I don't
thing.
eat cereal.
I
What?
didn't have them for like my whole in my 20s, 30s, and early 40s, and then just recently, when the girls they were eating Cheerios, like plain Cheerios for a while, which I wouldn't touch, but I got them the Honey Nut Cheerios, and I started eating those one time. I was like, "This is freaking good." I haven't had milk cereal forever. And then that's when I saw at Aldi, they had the ghetto Fruit Loops, or not Fruit Loops, Fruity Pebbles. And so I was like, I'll take a shot at this. And dude, if that box didn't last 2 days and that was it, I was like, I can't buy it because I started getting the shakes because I was eating so much. I had so much sugar in me. It was bad.
So the ghetto Fruit Loops or Fruity Pebbles they were good.
Oh, fantastic.
I've got to have Fred Flintstone on my box or I'm not eating.
Yeah. No.
Really?
This might have been
Wow.
Fred Flintstone's brother-in-law or something. I don't know, but it was
Clyde.
On your
You guys never
vitamins.
even mentioned. You guys never even mentioned. I don't know what that was, but you guys never even mentioned Rice Krispies. Did you guys not eat those as? Or
I'm not. No, I don't like
No.
them. Nope.
I don't like it as
Nope.
a cereal. I like the Rice Krispie treats. But
Okay.
I don't like Rice Krispie treats. I don't want Snap, Crackle, or Pop. No, thank you. I'm out on those.
What
But-
about what was the one with the frog on it?
Smacks?
Like smacks.
they were sticky. They were. It's kind of. It was. Yeah. I don't know.
Guys, what am I thinking? We completely forgot about Cookie Crisp.
I thought
It's
about
literally
There you go.
a
That was
bowl
one
of
my- that
chocolate
was my
chip
favorite.
cookies.
that. That's
That
pretty
was
good.
my favorite.
Yeah.
You remember?
Did you
So
guys see
good.
where the Kelsey brothers have their own cereal now, where it's like 3 different kinds like combined into one?
Yeah, it was like the Nafa Yusaka.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah,
talked
yeah.
about
It's
it
a bunch
for
of cereals mixed. Yeah, a bunch of cereals mixed together.
Hey,
I don't know how I feel about that.
In the comments, let us know if you remember Nafa Yusaka, a little throwback to an old
I do.
episode.
You'd have to be following us. From
Not
that. You'd
for
have to be
you.
at day one.
I told you guys Macy's doing that now. She doesn't call it enough for you, sucker, but
Yeah.
What does she
She's
call it? Because
definitely-
the other word's a little not PC anymore. Right?
she doesn't call it that either. I don't know if she has a name for it. She's like, yeah, I'm just gonna try something. I'm gonna try an experiment. I'm gonna try something. And now she
Ooh,
just
she's
does it
the
all
first.
the time. Yeah, I'll let
She's
her
the
think
first
she's
to ever
the
do it.
first.
Let her name it. See what she comes
She's a
up with.
trailblazer.
That's a good idea. I'll pick her up
Make her-
tomorrow and we'll see.
She'll call
Make
it.
her think she's
Call
never
it-
done that. You've never seen that before.
Yeah,
Yeah.
blows
She'll call it,
my
"It's
mind.
for me, sucker."
Well, I can't believe
Yeah.
it took us like all of I looked at the clock. It took us all of like 4 or 5 minutes before we started talking about food. We went from the spaghetti I missed out on. Somehow we jumped to cereal. But
Did
yeah,
we
there
really
we
I
are.
wonder
get
if there's
15 minutes out
leftover
of cereal?
What?
Wait, what'd you say, Jim?
Did we really get 15 minutes out of cereal?
And spaghetti
cereal.
and broccoli and vegetables. Yeah, we've
Oh, yeah.
been talking food since we started.
I'm gonna run a train on these chicken fingers. I'm just gonna be like, yum, 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 yum.
I just
That will
wanted to
never
hear it,
not be
guys,
funny.
That one's great.
you mentioned the Kelsey brothers and their cereal. Did you guys see what I saw today? That
Yes.
the Kelsey brothers have sold their podcast, the New Heights podcast, to Amazon for $100 million. It's pretty good. Pretty good come up.
You guys, if we
Pretty-
keep at
pretty
it though,
good.
maybe we can sell ours for $100. You think somebody would
Oh,
buy this
dude.
show for $100?
I think we might have
I'd
to pay
sell
them $100.
we got two new
Well, it
subscribers
sucks.
though. Two
We
new
did.
subscribers.
Shout them out.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, shout them out. One of them we didn't. I don't think we realized who it was.
I don't know
but
who
the-
number 113 was, but 114, that was Kaylee's mom, right?
It's your
Yeah.
brother-in-law.
You said that. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
That
I got
was-
an email notification.
Cool. I knew she's been a listener for a while, but I remember even back to before I was on here and you guys ran that contest where you needed to subscribe and like.
Mhm.
She was going to do that, but she didn't have a YouTube account to subscribe with at the time. So I think she would just watch it, like just Google you can go on YouTube and just type it in.
Hopefully,
watch
yeah.
it.
Hopefully, she didn't hear you rag on her green bean spaghetti.
Oh, I think she'll invite the debate.
Do you think she heard us talking about brown eyes?
Yeah, exactly. She'll love that.
Yeah. So our two new subscribers, we're up to 114, baby. So Kelsey brothers, watch your back.
We are coming for you. We are going to sell ours for $101 million.
I was gonna say, from what I know of football, when somebody signs for a certain amount of money, now other people in the same position can ask for that much money. So
they set the market, and we're gonna have to get 101 million. Yeah, if you're
What's
gonna
that
want
saying?
our podcast.
What's that saying? The tide rises or raises all boats.
Rising tides lift all boats.
whatever
Yeah, something
floats
like
your boat.
But let's think about this.
It's gotta
here
be
for a
your
second.
bowl.
Let's think about this here for a second. If we sold ours for 100 million, let's round it up to 100 million. That would be 25 million for each of us. Okay.
That was good math.
What are you doing with your 25 million? What's the first thing you're doing? 25
Big
million.
shiny
Just sold.
car.
You're gonna buy a car. That's your
No,
first.
I'm thinking of the scene in the Three Amigos when they're all talking about what are you gonna do with your money? Is that what that was? Okay.
It was a
Okay.
big shiny car.
And then Ned says, I'm gonna donate it to charity or whatever. And they're like, well, yeah, I'm gonna do that first. I was
Well, that sounds good too. Yeah.
I was after that. Yeah. I'd pay off my house. I'd be boring. Pay off my house. And
No, you
That's
just keep
not-
that
that
mortgage.
That doesn't make for good content.
yeah.
And it doesn't make financial sense either.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna go to the
especially
strip club, buy some Coke, and then is that better?
Coca-Cola?
And then what?
No,
Then
cocaina. I don't know what you
candy.
want, man.
nose candy.
Yeah,
No, I want.
Little-
Apparently,
Quit
you
playing
never
with
thought
your
about it.
dinghy.
I would hop on a plane and
Because
go
I don't have
somewhere
money.
far away.
You go far away.
Hop on a plane and go far away. That
So like a vacation.
It's very
Other side
dusty
of the world.
bottoms of you.
It is. Where's your vacation site? Where are you heading?
I don't know,
I'm
somewhere
thinking-
tropical where you can see
thinking-
see through the clear water.
Bora
But
Bora.
I think of when you asked him that the scene in Dumb and Dumber where he says something about how he wants to go to Aspen, and he's like where the I forgot how he describes it. You know what I'm talking about?
Where the
Yeah,
beer feels like wine. Is that
yeah.
what it was? Or
But then he says something about salmon of Capistrano.
I'm missing this. What? How does it go? How does the line go?
I don't know. We butchered it. I'm
Well.
sure one of you guys can find it on YouTube.
Yeah.
And play it. But
We destroyed it.
All right. Well, I thought that was going to be a good topic, but clearly you guys have not given any thought. To
What did Jamie? Jamie, you didn't say. What would you do with the money?
I would invest it to make more money.
Of course you would. I'm giving you an opportunity to spend on some lavish purchase here, and yeah, I'm just gonna. Rudy's gonna pay off his house, and you're gonna invest.
Nah, I would. My first maneuver, I would buy my Ford Bronco that I've been, but I would still use my discount. You know what I'm saying? Like even though I have all the money,
be working there.
That's just smart.
That's good.
Business.
Well, no, I'd continue to work. You know, if you saw my job, like, yeah, no, I'm not leaving that job anytime soon. So it's pretty sweet gig. So,
Andrew, what are you gonna do with your 25 million? First thing.
I don't know. I've been thinking this whole time. I've been looking for the playing with my money's like playing with my emotions drop, which is not here. So I don't know what's up with that. So I'm all over the place. I don't know what I would do. I would go on some trips. I would go. I don't know. See, I was just about to say I would love to just spend like a month or a couple months in Hawaii. But then I just saw this thing on John Oliver about how Hawaii is in a lot of trouble. So now I feel bad about that. I don't know. I'd have to sit and think about it for a while.
Okay.
yeah, I'd travel. I don't know where I would go. I've been to so few places that
That's true.
I could throw a dart at a map and go.
You'd probably just go to San Antonio again.
San Antonio would be first. Yes, it's a great place. That's the greatest place on earth.
I make fun of you, but I think most of my last trips, like the last 4 out of 7 trips I've taken have been to San Antonio.
It's an amazing place. So many. There's Mexicans as far as the eye can see. Mexican music,
Mexicans.
Mexican.
We're from out of town.
All over the place. It's the greatest place on earth. So, yeah, and the Spurs are there. So
Victor
Yeah.
Wembanyama.
Wemby. So, yeah, man, I'm down.
Good.
What else?
All right.
Why am I? Are you guys hearing that? Are you guys hearing that feedback? I'm getting some feedback.
I was hearing
No.
a little echo.
Okay.
I have a poor person microphone, so I don't know.
I have the same
I know.
microphone.
So
All
what you
right,
guys got
so
going on? What's going
What's
on?
next? What are we talking about?
Well, considering that 3 of the 4 of us have in our tagline something about the Raws.
The
how about
Rolls, baby. The
You got the
Rolls.
shirt
Did they end
on,
up winning?
Yeah, they did.
They
Which
did
is
end up
which
winning?
is good because I was worried I was going to jinx them with my caption there.
I'm getting old, so I have to like blow up the screen to read your.
Yeah, I
guys'
can't.
tagline.
I
Okay,
can't see
there
what
we
you
go.
guys are. Let's see. Oh, okay.
Let
They
me
are
see.
at first place. First place.
Yeah,
in
so
the ALC.
Salvi playing wiffle ball.
Yeah, did you
Yeah,
guys
you guys-
see that? Salvi stopped by a neighborhood. I should have brought a video or at least a picture, but yeah, Salvi just apparently, from what I hear, he just stopped by a neighborhood, saw some kids playing. I don't think that was his neighborhood, but regardless, could you guys imagine, like, let's say Danny Tartable pulled over, drove down 6th Street and saw us 3 and Joe Murillo playing baseball right in front of Robert's front door.
No, better yet, what if one of the Royals had what if Bo Jackson had stopped by Shawnee
Park.
Park when we were playing with
Shawnee
playing-
Park.
playing
Not the
baseball
rich-
with family. We used tennis balls and we used steel aluminum bats. So
Not the rich people, Shawnee Park. The just
The
off
Mexican
train,
Shawnee Park.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I guess you have to distinguish, right? Yeah, it's not the
Yeah, for sure.
Johnny Park. It's the
We should have Booney. We should have Booney on one day so he can recount the memory of me just jacking him to the street, like just taking it, and the sound that the tennis ball made hitting that aluminum bat. And I literally remember just watching it fly just until I couldn't see it anymore, and then bouncing in the street. I hit him over the fence.
It's been years since I've hit a tennis ball with an aluminum bat, but just I'll never forget that sound. The sound and the feeling is just unmistakable. I mean,
So
you can
good.
launch those things.
It's godlike.
Yes, godlike. That's a great way to explain it. So it was us four, our cousin JJ Segura, little Larry, or
Larry Close,
Bino, yeah, Larry Close,
Claudio,
Just
Matt-
whoever was
What is
there
it?
really after that.
but it was mostly
same
us
ones.
with
Same
with
ones.
Claudio, and Maxwell,
Mad Max.
Mad Max, baby, and let's see it.
Oh,
Yep,
yeah,
there he
the
is.
picture of Salvi, yeah.
Yeah. I can't imagine that Salvi's neighborhood. You know, I'm not saying anything bad about the neighborhood. That's better than my neighborhood, but I just feel like Salvi's, I don't know. Look at him. Okay, that's first base. Okay, then this little paper plate is second base.
Yeah, exactly. This little
That
patch
kid
of dirt, you
just
can tell.
just launched that ball at him.
You guys remember
Right
the side mirror on Dad's truck was our third base, remember?
Yeah.
Wasn't that first?
No, that was
No,
third.
that was
Where was first base? First base was the tree, wasn't it?
first base was
Wait,
the tree.
well, we played. We had different fields basically.
Yeah, we
when
did
we
have
were
different fields.
smaller, we would play in our backyard or
In the
like back
backyard, right.
driveway. And so Dad's truck was kind of the backstop, the grill of it. But then as we got bigger, we had to use both sides of the street, and so we used Joe Murillo's steps as home plate.
And remember, we would jack up Francis's bushes. She would get so mad at us. Francis would come out and just yell at us for
Francis
messing up her.
Inzerillo. So, what are the
Is
odds
that her
of
last
you-
name?
Yeah.
The Inzerillo family. I would mow her lawn, but I'm like, hey, look, let's be nice to each other. I'm mowing your lawn. Don't yell at us when we're destroying your bushes when we
They were
play
the backstop,
baseball.
Yeah, they were the back.
Yeah, they were our backstop sometimes. Yeah, so good times. But yeah, Salvi, man, that's a good guy, man. And I will admit that last year when we were talking about improving the team at the whatever, I was all about trading him. And
Which it made sense. It made sense to do that.
made sense if he would have accepted the trade. He had control over that. But I was on board for that trade Salvi. I was on team trade Salvi, and now I am so glad he is here.
I mean, you just couldn't have foreseen this turnaround, though, like that he'd be playing on a team that was, going to make the playoffs. And
Well,
because he looks like he's a lot younger, or you know what I mean, like he's kind of revitalized.
Yeah, he's playing well. He hasn't been injured, knock on wood. But
It helps when you're not catching 160 games a year.
That helps too. That's good.
And in winter ball too.
Yeah. So, yeah, because they kind of stopped him from doing that. He was playing like nonstop for a long time. But yeah,
Is it
glad he's
bad?
here.
Do you
What
guys
does it
know
say about me that I watched that video and all I could think about was that person needs to stain their fence?
They also need to water the grass. There were some dead spots in the middle there.
the dead spots were because the kids were using those as bases?
I swear there was one right in the middle. Like run a sprinkler for a couple weeks and.
All right, George Toma. Did you guys realize that Salvi had never played wiffle ball before?
I heard that. Yeah,
I hadn't heard that. Really?
Yeah,
I imagine they
never
used.
played.
I imagine they used sticks and berries where he came from in Venezuela. I don't know.
Rocks. Yeah.
That's unbelievable.
I hadn't heard that. Baseball had been very, very good to me. God, I love Salvi. That was
great.
Sosa. But yeah, I love Salvi talking. I can't understand a word he says. When they interview him after the game, I'm like, what? Like he was on, they had a game on MLB Network earlier in the year, and they chose him to interview afterwards. And I'm like, oh man, this lady has no idea what she's about to do. I couldn't
You're gonna earn
understand
your
the
money
word.
today.
It was terrible. I'm like, man, I love it though. He's happy. He doesn't care.
He's great.
But yeah.
Everybody loves
Boy,
Salvador.
good.
That was really cool to see. I enjoyed that because we used to be those kids. I know. I don't remember what year it was when I was in my Liberty house. Manny had a birthday party, and we invited the whole baseball team over to spend the night. And the next morning, I mean, they were up late, watching the Sandlot, whatever. We went swimming the day of, but then they all spent the night. And man, the next morning they were all out there playing wiffle ball. I think I've got a video somewhere, but yeah, the whole team was out in the backyard in my house in Liberty playing wiffle ball, and it kind of reminded me of that. But
Well,
yeah, it's cool. Good times.
Something Jamie mentioned was that when we were little, we would play in our backyard. We had talked about we've not showed backyard baseball yet, have we?
Oh,
We haven't.
I'm doing that
play
once
it.
the baseball season starts.
Maybe that'll be in our playoff episode. Because hey guys,
playoffs.
I got news for you. Royals are going to the playoffs. Playoffs. But do you remember in 14 when we kept trying to get playoff tickets and Jamie kept buying them for he kept buying them for game 4 and they kept sweeping everybody. And it's like, okay, we'll get the next series.
Game 5.
Was it
Well, it's game 4,
Well-
the first series, and then which
First series we bought game 4 and they
They-
didn't get
yeah.
to game 4. They swept in 3. So then the next series you bought game 5 and then they swept in 4. And it's like, Jesus. So that year I ended up, because I missed out every chance because they kept sweeping. And so I spent, I think, $360 for one seat. It was about 2 rows from the very top. I went with Carl DiGilarmo and his daughter and Annie Jones, my buddy Randy's daughter. Parker danced with both Olivia and Annie, but it was us 4. Weird combination, but it was us 4. We were sitting about 2 rows from the top. It was freezing. It was the night Yordano Ventura pitched game 6 and they
How much
won.
was
It was
your ticket?
amazing.
I was there.
Mine was $360.
I don't remember. And you know what? I have my mind framed. I could pull it off the wall right now.
In 2014 and 2015, I didn't get to go to
Wow.
either playoff.
Really?
That's rough.
Postseason.
Well, I'm going this year. You do have it right there on the wall.
That's
Along-
kind of cool though.
along with his
I know.
jersey,
Along with the picture.
Quentin in his Phillies jersey.
Yeah. Can you guys see it? I've told the story. Can you see
Yeah.
the red shirt?
Scoot it over this way. Yeah,
And then
Wearing
yeah.
his red Phillies jersey.
he's in it.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I guess I didn't think about taking a picture because I wasn't with any loved
Family.
ones. I mean,
Yeah.
Carl was a friend of mine, and it was his daughter. But
Jesus was a friend of mine.
but when you said you had the ticket framed, I'm thinking to myself, where the hell's my ticket? I know that day because it was freezing for that game. I went to Macy's and got a big old World Series zip up jacket, and it's nice and warm. I still have it upstairs, but I don't know where my ticket was.
I don't remember how much it cost. I do remember, but like I remember you know the whole they were sweeping, and I couldn't, my tickets were no good. And then I think when they made it to the World Series, I'm like, I'm going. I'm not gonna miss this. And so I got tickets to Game 2, so I could make sure that I was gonna go. And I remember driving on I-70 out to pick up Quentin because I think we had a visit that night. And I'm driving and I'm on StubHub while I'm driving in 5 o'clock traffic, like all the way out. It was just insane. I'm surprised I made it and didn't get in a wreck, but I remember hitting like, I found it and I bought it and, the purchase went through. And I was like, oh, sweet. And then I had to call him and say, hey, get your homework done. And, we're
Put on your
going.
best Phillies jersey. We're going to the World Series.
Put on your best Hunter Pence. Was it Hunter Pence?
Roy Halladay.
Was it Roy Halladay?
Hunter Pence played with the Giants. Yeah.
I opened. No, it was a Phillies jersey though.
It was a Phillies jersey. Who was on the
Oh,
back?
who was on the shirt?
Roy Halladay, right?
Yeah.
Holiday.
Was it
I
Holiday?
don't know what to ask him.
I just did I opened a trash bag here. Like I said, I've been here since December.
That was
Who is
me.
that? Who is?
For those of you who are watching on Spotify, Andrew is holding up a picture of me
That's
in an
you?
Angels jersey, looking all sad because I was rooting for the Angels to beat the Royals so they would go to a game 5, and I could actually go.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. No, I was just about to say that I found a trash bag here full of clothes and I opened them up. And were those your seats at the World Series, Andrew?
So that was for the last inning. We moved down to the front because everybody was leaving. If you remember that game, so I was at the same game you were at where Giordano pitched Game 6, and they blew him out. So by seventh inning, tons of people were leaving. Even
I don't get winning, that.
Yeah, like 10-1 in Game 6 of the World Series, and everyone was leaving. So me and a couple of friends just moved down to the front. And
you guys saw a loss for your World Series experience?
No, Game 6 was a win.
They won.
Giordano Ventura.
I remember. But they were
Game 6.
It forced the Game 7. But it was Giordano Ventura pitching Game 6, and they just shut him down, and they blew him out.
He was amazing.
The Royals were blowing him out. Okay, my bad. I thought you meant I don't remember any of that.
Wasn't that the night he had written? Because somebody died. One of his friends on another team died.
Guy from the Cardinals, I think it's Oscar Taveras.
It
was OT.
Right, and he had that on his hat, and that was an amazing performance by him.
Awesome. And I wish I could not find a picture. I'm gonna keep looking, but
I didn't know you were at that game. I had no idea you were there.
You just don't have a very good memory because I know we've talked about it. I mean, we were at the same World Series game. Like, of course,
I think I've heard that story.
Oh, okay. Sorry,
but I wish I could. I'm gonna keep looking for the picture. But I was at Game 4 of the Orioles series of the ALCS where they clinched the World Series. That was really cool. I mean, I can't even explain. I mean, you can imagine, but
you were at Game 4 of the ALCS.
Yeah,
really?
Oh,
yeah. This was before I had kids, so I had money to spend, and I had friends who also made a lot more money than me, and they were all like, "We're going," and I'm like, "All right, well, I guess I'm going too."
Yeah, now you have kids, no money, and no friends. Gotcha. No, that's how it works. But
that reminds me of that Homer.
That's accurate.
That Homer Simpson quote. I have 3 kids and no money. Why can't I have 3 monies and no kids or something? Could you imagine? Like, Dad is the biggest Royals fan I would ever know from growing up, just because from being around him. And you would think that finally the Royals are back in the World Series. 2014, they haven't been there since '85. I'm going. But like he had no itch. Like there was he wasn't even close to going to a game. You know what I mean? Like you would think you'd be like, I've got to see a game. I've suffered this long through Kirk Stillwell's and
Calvin Pickering's and
he did see a game.
Harvey
while he was sitting at home.
Ken Harvey.
Yeah.
I mean, think it was 10 years ago. 10 years ago. Yeah. And so he would have been what? 67, 68. I guess he's getting up there, but I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see where I'm at when I'm 68. But
see, I don't know if I could ever go again because that was my one Royals playoff experience was a World Series victory. So I don't know if I could top that. Like I don't know if I could handle going and seeing him lose in the blah blah blah. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah. Could you imagine being at that Oakland A's wild card game that Salvi hit it past that guy on third? That would have been amazing. That would have been incredible. But
I remember it was a Tuesday night, so it was I guess there was no trivia. But we were, at that time, every Tuesday night we went to Sully's for trivia. And so I was with that same group, all just watching the wild card. And before it started, like, let's say 6:45, the game was at 7, me and the guy next to me, we were like on StubHub. We're like, you know what? You can probably get a ticket now for like, reasonable. We were like, should we go now? Like, we leave now, we'll just miss a few innings and we'll get there. And we're like, no, we want to see it. We had no idea that game was going to go 4.5 hours and be just one of the biggest, biggest games in the history of the franchise.
Yeah.
Would have been worth it.
No, that's incredible. And it looks like when they got like a 90, well, after today's win and the Twins lost again, which the Twins don't matter. It's the fact that the Red Sox keep losing that the Royals are going to be in the playoffs.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. I agree with you, but the difference is if they win the division, they're gonna probably get a first round bye, so they go straight to the ALDS. They don't have to worry about the wild card. I mean,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
no.
Like,
Yeah, I
but I mean,
100%. Yes, I want them. Trust me, I've got a $20 bet at what was it plus 850 at the beginning of the season, and I put $20 on the Royals. So yeah, I'm really hoping they. I mean, I'm not going to win that much, but
I put down like $2 for them to win the division and like $3 for them to make the playoffs. So not small bets, but I mean that's going to net me like I don't know $40, $40, $50. Something like that, I think.
No, I think I put 20 down.
Far.
I put 20 down on them at the beginning of the year to win the division, and I think I'm going to get like 190 or 100, $200. I don't know, something like that. So
nice.
It was a pretty good win. Hopefully they can pull it out and win the division, but they kind of own the Guardians a little bit. Like, I mean, they can't beat the Twins for shit, but they kind of own the Guardians. So, yeah, man, that's exciting.
You can't really tell that that's what game it is, but this was me at that game when they won the World Series or when they won the pennant to go to the World Series. I mean, you can't tell that, but yeah, it's pretty cool.
Right.
You're lying. That was some regular game in April.
That was just a group of people. I was at the game. Go ahead.
I was just saying it was the middle of it. It was a day game, oddly, Thursday afternoon playoff game because it had rained out the night before or something.
You remember?
Yeah. I don't know. Go ahead.
No,
go ahead.
I was going to kind of lead us to something else. Like, what player from, and I think we discussed this a little bit earlier, Rudy. What player from that 14 and 15 World Series teams would you take to throw onto this team?
Yeah. So I'll say I was at work and Kim had messaged me. She saw this on Facebook and she's like, I know you think this is nerdy, but what would you say to this question? And I actually thought the question was kind of cool, but it's if you could take it, you got to take one player from the 85 Royals and one player from the 15 Royals and add them to this year's team to help them for the rest of the season. Who would it be from each team?
I said 14 and 15, so you just totally butchered my.
Yeah, no,
it's got to be 85 and 15. Because my answer was one thing, and then I changed it after thinking about it a little bit. But
well, just thinking of 2015 because that's more recent, and I was alive for it. I would probably.
I guess you weren't alive for the 85 Royals. I'm sorry.
I know enough players from the team. I could probably pick
Sure.
one, but I would probably go because their bullpen is the big question mark. And the 2015 team was a historic bullpen. I'd probably go with Wade Davis.
Yep, I think. Can we all agree on that? Wade Davis.
Well, one of the 15? Three. I don't know. I don't know if it's
no.
Wade Davis.
If you had asked me a couple weeks ago, it might have been Lorenzo Cain because their outfield wasn't very good, and he was so solid in 15.
Why wouldn't it be Steve Farr or Dan Quisenberry?
Could be.
We're still talking about
starting with 2015,
but we're talking about 2015.
We're still on 15 right now, dude. Slow down.
I thought you meant one from each, one from 85 and one from
no.
We're starting with 2015.
We're starting with 15. Who's your 15 player?
We're still on the 15 team.
Just one from each team.
He didn't remember to color in the lines. He didn't follow directions too well.
No, slow down, Jamie. Dang,
it's the same thing. You're just doing it.
We're starting with 2015 first.
We're starting with 2015. So who are you taking on the 2015 team?
But you're still going to take somebody. Okay, go ahead.
Yes.
Yeah, but we're starting the 2015 team. Who are you taking in the 2015 team?
You don't remember anybody from the 2015 team, do you? That's the issue.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Who are you taking from the 2015 team?
That's the question. Just answer it.
Let me think about it.
No, there's just one.
We just had a discussion about how their bullpen needs to bolster.
We're gonna move on to 85.
Hey, I would take a Salvia that's 10 years younger. No,
No, you've already got a Salvia. You're wasting your pick
on the existing team.
The answer is Wade Davis.
Or Herrera or Holland.
You're a terrible hypothetical GM.
No, I think over Herrera and Holland, I'm taking Wade Davis. He was the most solid out of the three.
He was the best of the three.
He was the best. Although, what if the answer is Terrence Gore? Get that speed on the base pass in late innings.
Who is that? He was pretty automatic.
Dyron Blanco makes too many. Dyron Blanco
Yes.
makes way too many mistakes on the
Yeah,
bases.
he does.
right
He
now.
does. That's why.
don't
I
fucking get it.
started saying that, and then I changed my mind because
Yeah.
Gore
Hey,
and
who is
Dyson
the-
even were pretty automatic. on
Dyson.
bases.
That's it.
Dyson. Yeah.
That's what speed do.
Mr. Zumbaya.
Okay.
So Wade Davis is the answer.
Yes.
Okay, now let's go to 80. Let's go to 85 because this is the
Because this
one
is-
where
I
I
like
had an answer.
I think I
And then
like
I
Herrera
changed it.
better.
Nah, you're crazy.
I
But
said one of the three, but anyway.
it's Wade
HD
Davis.
or
But
H.
85. So my first thought immediately is George
There's
Brett.
one answer. There's one answer here.
Is George Brett not it? Because if it's not, the correct answer is not George Brett. The correct answer is
Buddy
Brett Saberhagen. Brett Saberhagen.
Frank White.
Quisenberry, the closer.
Who do they have at second base right now?
We've got Urseg. We don't need a closer. You got Brett Saberhagen to add to that staff, the starting rotation. Dude, I'm all over Brett
Who is the
Saberhagen.
second
Who do you have at second base right now, though? Did they compare to Frank White?
Michael Massey, or you could put Michael Garcia at second.
Uh-huh.
You could, but if you could put
Frank White's
White
an
at
option.
second-
So your options are basically George Brett, Frank White, or Brett Saberhagen. But I don't
Why
know,
Brett
man.
Saberhagen? You're stuck on Brett Saberhagen. Okay, I guess that was his.
Because he was amazing. He was amazing.
Cy Young
He was
Who all-
amazing.
Who
Did
all
he
was
get-
in the
did he win
outfield?
Cy Young that year?
The 85 outfield, wasn't it? It was like Lonnie Smith, Willie Wilson. Willie Wilson was in the outfield.
Motley caught the final out.
Pat Sheridan
Daryl-
and Wright.
George
Wasn't
Orwell,
Lonnie
James
Smith out
Ward.
there? Lonnie Smith was out there slipping around somewhere.
He played some left field, but Motley and Pat Sheridan split right field. Because I was number 15 in T-ball because I played right field. That was my first year playing.
I played with Daryl Motley's nephew, or was it his nephew? What was Brenton? Shout out to Brenton Motley. Hey, what's up, man? I still follow you on Facebook.
You played with
Football as
Frank
well.
White's son too, right?
Oh yeah, Frank White, Terrence. Me and Terrence played baseball at Rockers together. So yeah. So anyways, I'm going with Brett Saberhagen on the 85 team.
Nobody answered
Jamie,
my
you're going with
question.
Frank White?
Was that his Cy Young year?
Yeah, I think it was.
Was it? Okay.
I think
I'll
so.
probably go with Saberhagen.
I just using the same logic about what does this team need? Bullpen help. I might go Quisenberry.
I said that earlier, but Rudy said, "Oh,
Isn't
I
that-
got Urseg."
And I'm not saying
Yeah,
that
Urseg.
Gary's better. I'm just saying you just want more arms. You know,
Because when I sat there and
So then your team has, ideally, you have this Urseg guy and you have Wade Davis and Quisenberry.
Yes,
That's pretty
good.
That's pretty
Hey.
pretty good.
that is
Solid.
pretty good. When I
think he
thought of
needs some
George
offense,
Brett, if you put George Brett, did I just belch into the mic? I'm sorry if you guys heard that.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, well,
when I
that's
thought of George
disgusting.
Brett, man, when I thought of George Brett, have you guys seen what this? Is it Paul DeJong is doing? Paul DeYoung.
yeah. Paul
This
DeYoung.
guy's freaking amazing. He had another home run tonight, didn't he?
He did, yeah. And he's
Man,
like
I
one
need
of
to start-
those.
I
when
need to
they
start
got
watching
him,
these guys.
you know, they needed a bat. They needed like a power threat, and he could do that, but he plays every day, and he's just kind of I don't know.
I
It's
was
it's
not
it's home run or
excited.
nothing. Home run or nothing. A lot of strikeouts, no walks, and I feel like since he's been here,
I was not excited when they got him, but oh my god, he is on
he's been on fire.
fire. He was like dying on the White Sox roster, and now,
I
man.
think you
But
underestimate
anyway,
how much of a difference that makes. Like going from a team that just is
Right.
miserable.
to where you just don't want to go to work every day, like, oh, I gotta get up and go to work, and now you're playing in a playoff race. So that's pretty
Yeah.
exciting. But
It's
in an
tough.
effort to gosh, no, this is not in an effort to I don't want this to turn into a sports podcast, but the Chiefs made their cuts today, guys. Did you guys see that? Any surprises there? Anybody you wish they would have kept and didn't, or
I liked Tony just for his punt return abilities, but I understand why they cut ties with him.
I liked Tony because I have a Kadarius Tony T-shirt that I can now no longer wear. So
Goodwill it.
yeah, I'm out $30 there. I think I paid.
I don't know. I think because he, just like your old Hosmer jerseys and your old, if it's somebody who won a championship and also like did something like Tony had the big, like he'll be remembered for that big punt return.
Right.
It's the longest punt return. I think you can get some cachet out of that. Like where that
I heard somebody
have some pretty worthless jerseys though.
Should we go through them? I think I've given them all to you, Andrew, haven't I?
I think I might have a lot of them. When I had no jerseys, I needed some.
So
Ryan
Sims.
Sims.
Ryan Sims.
Do you have the Ryan Sims jersey, Andrew?
I'd have to look. I don't think so. Because even that was a step too far for me.
Do we did? How did we not mention because we're talking about jerseys? The jersey that Dad wore to the fantasy draft.
Oh my God! How did we totally overlook that? So, as you remember, we talked about our fantasy football draft. Our family won a couple of weeks ago over at Twin Peaks, and Dad walks in with his Aaron Hernandez 81 jersey,
Super Bowl patch and everything.
That's shocking.
Aaron Hernandez. That's awful.
For those of you that don't remember,
What a
Aaron Hernandez killed a guy and then killed himself.
Yes,
in prison.
Back to one terrible jerseys.
He was suspected of killing a guy, or maybe
the Aaron Hernandez movie is gonna hit either Hulu or FX like next week. I think it's coming out pretty quick. The Aaron Hernandez movie, so check it out.
Your Aaron,
but yeah,
jersey?
I have an Aaron Crow jersey which I gave to Andrew. I think you wore that on the podcast recently. Aaron Crow, Ryan Sims. I currently in my closet I have a Mark Grudzalonic jersey. If anybody remembers Mark Grudzalonic, he was a solid player.
Oh yeah,
and I
like
wearing that. I had a Larry Johnson jersey. I had Marcus Peters.
You did.
I had a Marcus Peters jersey. I had an Eric Berry jersey as well at one point. That's not real embarrassing.
I think I had that of yours.
Do you have my Eric Berry jersey? Did I just give these all out? What the hell?
I think I have the Peters one.
Yeah, you have the Marcus Peters, and you have
the Eric Berry one's good.
I wonder where my Larry Johnson jersey is, though. I want that one back, wherever that's. It was a white one too. White ones too.
Yeah, white ones somewhere. White ones.
Summer school. Anyway, yeah. So jerseys. Yeah, I'm not. If I get your jersey, you ain't got much time left. So I've now stopped buying jerseys with names on them. So only
t-shirts. You got this T-shirt with Kadarius Toney on it, and
yep.
Now he's cut.
Oh, if we talk about jerseys, like shirt jerseys, I've got a Juan Gonzalez Royals jersey.
You do?
It's got a little. I do. It's got a little hole.
I don't remember that.
I want to wear it, but I'm afraid I don't know how many wears it has left in it. Like it might just fall apart. It might disintegrate when I wear it. It's really faded blue, but it's pretty great. Juan Gonzalez.
I gotta say, when I go to Arrowhead for a Chiefs game for whatever reason, I do enjoy looking out for the most obscure Chiefs jersey that I can see. Yeah,
that's what I was doing at training camp.
That's a great
that and looking for the most faded jerseys. Like this guy was wearing I think it was a Kelsey jersey, so it wasn't even that old, but he had washed it so many times. It was just like the outline of the 8-7, but like the middle of it was all red. Like it was all the lettering was just washed off in the washing machine. And it was pretty rough.
The best is when you get people with the correct number and then they just like duct tape a different name on it. That's always the best. That is the best.
One.
I love it.
I saw one. I don't think it was out in the wild. I think it was like on the internet or something. It was some guy had a football jersey and the name on it was just beer. I was like, that's pretty good.
That's good stuff. Thoughts on they brought back Juju Smith-Schuster. Any thoughts on that at all?
I figured it was only. I'm surprised it didn't happen sooner. When I saw he was out there.
But when I hear people say that they have the best receivers that they've had, and do they? Am I missing something?
I don't think so.
They've got some depth. They've got some depth now. I wish
they added Xavier Worthy. Like I don't,
and
we don't know what he is. He's hurt.
Rashee Rice has another year.
We all knew.
Did they hold on to Justin Ross?
No, they cut him today. So that was one I would have liked to have seen, a little bit longer, but
I think I would have liked to have seen either Sky Moore's spot go to either Justin Ross or Nico Remigio, just for something different for younger.
Yeah.
Did Nico not make the team? I guess he didn't, did he? Yeah, I would have liked to have seen Nico over Sky Moore.
I think one of the two of them will probably make it to the practice squad, but I don't know.
But the new darling of the team is this Carson Steele.
Yeah.
You guys excited
Thor?
about Carson Steele?
So do we go Thor or Man of Steel? Because he's got two superhero possible nicknames.
Actually, a buddy said that his real nickname was like War Hero or something.
That's stupid, though.
Yeah.
That's not a good nickname.
Not any dumber than the name that Mitch
There's an
Holtz
Avenger
came up with for him.
What did Mitch Holtz say?
War something, right?
That doesn't
There's
make
a War
sense.
Machine. War Machine's an Avenger. It's Don Cheadle.
Cheadle.
Anyway, did Mitch call him anything yet or no? God,
I don't know.
Mitch
Does anybody know if Mitch has given him a name?
Hey, we have a platform where we can just rip on Mitch Holtz and how
Mitch
awful
Holtz is
of an announcer
terrible.
he is.
We did.
I-
We did that
I
back
was-
during football season.
I was talking to my buddy. I was talking to my buddy Adam at work, and I was just ripping on Mitch, and he's like, "That's the voice of the Chiefs." I'm like, "I don't care. He's terrible, terrible, awful."
I will say I'm a little anxious about football season coming up here on the podcast because I missed all of football season last year, all of your football talk. I didn't come in until April.
Oh, on the podcast,
And I just got the impression I was like, I think I'm the exact opposite of a Chiefs watcher than you guys are. We'll get into it more as the season comes, but
how so? What do you mean? Are you like up and in your face?
Yeah, I think I'm a high fiver. I think I'm on the edge of my seat. I'm, I don't know. I think I hang on every play.
Yeah. Gross.
I'm
Leave me
more like
alone.
that-
Let me watch.
I'm more
it.
like that for Mizzou. Like
no
edge of my seat type. Yeah. Not so
We'll
much
see.
for the Chiefs. For the Chiefs, it's more background noise. And I get into it every now and then.
I'll get into the Chiefs like December. Like, where are we going to be at in the playoffs? Where this stuff doesn't. I don't care about week 4.
Yeah, because it doesn't matter if they
second
lose
quarter.
2-3 games because they're going to lose at least 4 or 5. I mean, well, yeah,
Right.
Yeah. I will say these
so,
their first 2 games being against Baltimore and Cincinnati, teams where they might want the tiebreaker at the end of the season. So I would say that these first 2 games are kind of important.
They're going to lose one of them, though. I mean, I'm going into it thinking that they're probably going to lose one of them. If they don't, that's awesome. But
I don't think so.
now, if they lose both, I'll be like, this sucks.
Yeah, that'd be rough.
But we moved on from Carson Steele without talking about his pet alligator.
Crocky J. Isn't that his name?
Crocodile.
Crocodile? What? It's
Well,
a crocodile.
Oh,
It's not an alligator.
And
Yeah.
a what?
Isn't that his name, Crocky J? So yeah, you're right. He's a crocodile, not an alligator.
Crocodile.
Yeah.
How do you know the
How
difference
much-
between a crocodile and an alligator?
Isn't it I think I just remember this from, grade school. I think it's the narrowness of the snout or of the mouth.
Could be, but an
Is it a- I
alligator
was
will
gonna
see
say-
you later. A crocodile will see you in a while.
Oh, this was just a dumb joke.
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
I think it was hilarious.
But I think it's actually the second time I've
just
done that
make a
stupid
joke,
on the
Bobby.
show.
Anywho, I thought it was great.
You're right.
No, Carson Steele. On the serious note, though, I think Carson Steele is going to be a solid football player. He looked. I mean, I know it was preseason. I know he's playing against scrubs, but man, I think. I mean, I don't want to be that guy, but like when the Chiefs brought in the what's the rugby guy, and everybody's like, "Ooh, it's our secret weapon." No, I knew that guy was going to be trash. Like, relax. But this guy, I don't know, man. If he would have stayed at Ball State, he would have been a legend.
So I think what we can all assume is that the next jersey that Rudy's going to get is Carson Steele.
right.
Carson Steele.
When
No,
you look
because
at
I think
You look
I
at his
think
numbers, he
everybody's-
really didn't do that much last year at UCLA.
right at UCLA, his numbers kind of tapered off a bit. But I don't know. I won't get a Carson Steele jersey because I think that's going to be, all the Camaro head, Zuba wearing, song making, the Kingdom. I think most of the Kingdom's gonna latch onto a Steel jersey, and so I'm not going to be a part of that shenanigan. But yeah, I'll pass on.
I don't have the eye for like player comps, but I did hear somebody compare him to Kareem Hunt and like
I've heard that
style. And then I was watching a highlight of like some of those long runs he broke off in the preseason, and honestly, I could really see it. Like, I mean, obviously you can't see everybody's faces, so like just his form and the way his legs keep churning, I was like, oh, that does kind of remind me of when Kareem Hunt played here. So it's kind of interesting. Yeah.
I will say the next jersey, if I'm not big on jerseys anymore, but the one I've been wanting since last year is a McDuffie jersey. So
yeah.
Well, you just take your Marcus Peters and just repurpose it. Just put it.
Can I get that back and put just silver duct tape and then black Sharpie and write his name on it? So
see, the problem is with this Chiefs regime is they don't hold on to a lot of guys. There's only a few guys that if you want to get their jersey and have it, be good for years and years and years, you can only really go Kelsey, Mahomes, Jones, a couple of them. When some of the cooler ones, like a L'Jarius Sneed, like that would have been a cool jersey to have.
That would have been a really cool jersey
until now, though. But I mean,
so speaking of Sneed, you guys hear like there's something where he said that he was hurt that the Chiefs did, and he really wanted to be a Chief, but doesn't it just come down to if you wanted to be a Chief, you would have just stayed?
You would take a little bit less money.
But see, I think that's the thing. I think the Chiefs would have been a lot less. Like they didn't have the money to give him anywhere near what he deserved.
They were in two different ballparks. Yeah.
But if you really wanted to be here, dude, that's in you. That falls in your court, man.
Right.
I think the teams though have to make they have to make decisions for their future, and I think they would just they probably didn't want him as much as they love him as a player. Probably rather get younger, maybe healthier.
Right. I think it was a smart move.
Yeah,
it was a smart move not to pay him.
Like, I think it is both. Like, I mean, you're right, and like Bobby just said, it would be a lot less. But
right,
I mean,
because if you pay Sneed, you're not paying Creed Humphrey right now,
right,
or
right.
I got to get deals done with Trey Smith and with
Trey Smith
Bolton too. So
right, I think Bolton's not long for the Chiefs, honestly. Especially with his injury history, I just don't see him giving up money to a linebacker like that. So I don't know. I hope they do. I like him, but
I don't know how much linebackers make. But all I kept hearing about was how much the guard market went up this last year. They were making crazy amounts of money. So I don't know if Trey Smith's going to be affordable either. Maybe Bolton's the cheaper of the two. I don't know.
Right. Is Bolton going to be ready for opening day? Does anybody know? I don't know.
Yeah, I think
I saw something that said he was going to be 100%.
All right. Well, now that we've driven away every listener that
I was going to say, I think we've turned into a sports talk show.
I don't think we have to avoid sports. Like, obviously, we,
I don't want to avoid it.
Playoffs are coming and
playoffs.
We're going to talk more about it.
So one more thing real quick, because I know you guys probably aren't all that interested, but starting this week, Mizzou Tigers. So we're going to be making regular trips down to Columbia as a group of 6. We've got 6. I think if you count all of our
7,
about 6 tickets. But this week we've got 7 people going down.
7 going down.
Yeah. So
who all's going down with you guys on Thursday?
It'll be your son, Manny. It'll be my boy, Tomas. Xavier will be down there, and then Jamie, and then Quentin and Crystal.
Wait, so when are you guys going? Thursday?
Yep.
Going back.
Yeah.
Thursday
What's
night.
That? The game's Thursday. Yeah. Okay.
So
game's
what time
Thursday
will
night,
you guys...
We'll be driving back Thursday night, too, but I've taken the day off on Friday. So
because I'm going to be going to Columbia on Friday. So
okay.
So Manny has class Friday at like noon, I think he said. He should be okay to get there by noon.
I would imagine.
I don't know. I wish I could go with you guys, but my schedule will not allow it. Or
and you work on every Saturday then, right? In the fall?
Yeah, every Saturday. And Thursday nights are bad because I got to be at work at 5 a.m. on Friday. So,
well,
yeah,
we will have. We are sitting in a section that has unlimited hot dogs, so we will have a hot dog for you, and I'm sure there will be pictures of people biting.
They call that section the Glizzy Goblins.
Yes, not just unlimited hot dogs, but unlimited popcorn and Coke or pop.
The
Yeah,
popcorn.
soda.
The popcorn was a little stale, though. To be honest.
Yeah.
The hot
So
dogs were the
you told me, Jamie, that you wouldn't be able to get Manny a glizzy if he went with you guys.
Now I can, because I was, actually this conversation wouldn't be of any interest to, but I waited too long to get Manny a ticket, so I had to get him a more expensive ticket, but it was in the section that has the unlimited hot dog. So
does he know it was a more expensive ticket? How much?
I'll eat it. I messed up. It was my fault. I waited too long.
They sold out of Hill tickets, basically.
Yeah.
It just sucks. I wanted to. I'd love to go, but I just obviously can't. So kind of sucks. But maybe I don't
should
know.
be fun.
Maybe I'll take a Saturday off coming
see.
up or something. But if it's a real good game, but what else, guys? Anything outside the sports realm that tickled your fancy?
One more sports topic, just because we're ready to turn to the award, the Quit Acting Stupid Award of the Week, because that was a sports related one. Remember
we can, yeah.
Well,
let me see. Wait, hold on. Do I have any runs?
The end, so let's make sure we got everything else covered. I also, I don't know if you guys talked about this before I got on, but the dog carcass story, or the
my tagline there.
Yes.
No, it was just I want to beat the crap out of these dogs because it's raining here tonight. Really, it's been raining pretty much all evening. So these dogs, every time I open the door, if they do step outside, they stop, turn around, and look at me to come back in. Like they'll just stick their head out the door and start sniffing and then not go out. So I haven't been out all night, and right before I'm reading with Avery right before bed, and Emily's like, "What is that?" And they pissed in the house.
I know what
one of them did. What is that? From the Goonies, but yeah,
they still do that. They still pee in the house.
Well, they didn't want to go out there.
Yeah, if they didn't go outside all day.
Yeah,
or,
I would beat them blindly.
I wouldn't let them back in until they urinated outside.
Yeah, so
you need to put little diapers on them. I had a doggy diaper.
Bobby would have picked them up and looked for a urinal for them.
Yeah. Why were you wearing a doggy diaper, Rudy?
No, my dog Tamale used to wear a doggy diaper. She anytime anybody would come and like greet her or whatever, or be like, oh, she would just get excited and then she'd piss all over the place. So we had little diapers for her that she would wear, doggy diapers. Then we just gave her away. It was not cute at all. But yeah. Anyway, and before we get to, I don't really have, Rudy's runs, we've kind of talked about a lot of it, but just a couple things to touch before we get to the Quit Acting Stupid Award. Travis Kelce has been announced, I guess, by Adam Sandler. He's going to be in Happy Gilmore too. So
nice.
Yeah. I think this might be his last year, man. If he starts taking off in movies and crap, selling his podcast for $100 million, I don't think he's long for the Chiefs. And then the other thing, which I just don't understand, and maybe you guys do or can explain it to me, Oasis is having a reunion. Where's the cricket? Where's the cricket? I don't get it. I don't even.
That doesn't make sense.
But they're saying that their tickets are going to be more expensive than like Taylor Swift tickets. Like, I don't get it.
It's just they haven't played together. The two brothers have.
I think it's 15 years.
I would have even thought longer.
I think I read 15 years, maybe longer. Yeah,
at least,
I don't know.
At least, but that's been a big thing and they've just always been on record as in we are not ever going to play together.
Yeah,
ever again. And now I think it is. I think Bobby said it before we started recording. I think it is a cultural or European thing because I think they're huge over there.
Like David Hasselhoff.
Like the Pet Shop Boys?
I can't even think what they sing.
Champagne Supernova, right?
Okay.
Yeah, it's one of
Weston Girls.
There we go. That's Pet Shop Boys.
That's the Pet Shop Boys.
Okay. I know those
Wonderwall
you mentioned. Wonderwall, and then what was the other ones? Champagne.
I don't know. What's Wonderwall? What's Wonderwall?
How's it go? Wonderwall.
The one that every loser with a guitar.
Is that what he's saying? Wonderwall?
Yeah.
The wheel. Like Wonder Wheel from the toy.
I thought he was just whining about something.
Which, by the way, and so this goes to the European thing of it. Like that song, I heard this. The vocals in it, or like the range of the song, is like it's all kind of right here. You know, a lot of long notes, but they're all right here. You don't go high or low too much. And they wrote it that way so that people could sing it at soccer matches. Like the whole, like the thing in that culture is like you want to get a song that the whole crowd and soccer matches are just going to sing, because I think they do that often. They just sing songs all together as a big crowd, and so they wrote their song with that in mind.
On the pitch when they're in their kits, in training, in whatever.
Which begs the question: if you could have a song that, if there was a song that all Chiefs fans would sing in unison, 79,000 strong, what do you think they would sing?
I know this one. I don't know.
I'm guessing. I mean,
you count Rock and Roll Part 1 when they just go,
Gary,
hey,
we're gonna beat the hell out of you. No, I was thinking of what's the Take Me Home?
Away.
Patrick Mahomes, or how does it go?
Take me home. Pat Mahomes.
Oh God. Oh my God. You realize we're right about to take off on that. We're gonna get some new ones. And what was the other one that we sang last year, or that the guy about
Red Kingdom?
Not Friends in Low Places, but Bobby, you sang it on the show.
No, I don't remember. That was
just terrible
episodes ago.
And hey, I love me some Tech 9. I've loved Tech 9 since I worked at Sam Goody back in the day, and he used to come in. And you know what? Red Kingdom might have been cool the first time I heard it, but oh my God, these people, it's just terrible. It's just terrible, guys.
We're gonna brace yourself. We've got a whole 6-7 months to do this.
We got it. I think it was episode 3 or 4 when we had our cousin Vince on, and he talked about how we're going to talk about this because him and Rudy are big. I guess. I mean, I'm a Chiefs fan, but Mitch fan or.
Yeah, see, to clarify what I was saying earlier is like, I'm a high fiver. The way I watch the game, I'm into that, but I'm not really part of the kingdom in that way. I don't like Mitch. I don't.
I refuse to say the kingdom because I feel like Mitch he'll get a kickback every time that phrase is used.
And that just drives me nuts. It's not a kingdom. We are not the Royals here. Kingdom Chiefs have tribes. So
the Royals can have a kingdom. The Royals,
the Royals can have a kingdom.
And that's the thing. It might not bother me as much if the other team in town, if it didn't work so perfectly for the other team in town.
Right.
No, that goes with them. Like
that's Royals kingdom.
Chiefs kingdom. That's a mixed metaphor. Stop it.
It's just stupid. It's idiotic, and I refuse.
A lot of problems with you people.
Let's move on to the award. The Manny Paredes quit acting.
So we're done with runs.
We are done with runs.
Don't nobody go in the bathroom for about 45 minutes.
Somebody open a window. So quit acting stupid, Bob.
Yeah, so I think we all were in agreement pre-show when we were talking about this. There's this flag football quarterback that said he is, he believes in his mind he's a better quarterback than Patrick Mahomes because of his IQ of the game.
That's the quote. At the end of the day, I feel like I'm better than Chiefs Patrick Mahomes because of my IQ of the game.
Like I'm better than Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes because of my IQ of the game. His name is Daryl Doucette. Daryl, I believe, is all of 5'8", 140 pounds, and looks like he is really just learning how to throw a football in this picture.
With his limp-wristed throwing style, like Lamar
I was going to say that.
Lamar Latrell.
Lamar Latrell, yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, Daryl, I don't think your IQ of the game is I think that Patrick Mahomes has probably forgotten more about the game of football than you will ever know there, Daryl.
So can I play devil's advocate here or whatnot? Because obviously the quote is just stupid on its own. Like just taking that. I think I mean, he's talking, I think when he says the IQ of the game, I feel like he's specifically talking about a difference between flag football and like real professional NFL football. And I think there is a difference, like, you're trying to evade people from just grabbing. Like, imagine if it was two-hand touch as opposed to tackle. Like, there's just different, you have to move differently. I saw a video of him, throwing a pass or, a play from flag football. And he's like trying to avoid people from getting his flag while looking downfield and throw. I mean, it's a little different. And I think that's what he means, like my IQ of what flag football requires.
If he had said my IQ, if he had said, because I've got different physical gifts, can he stop on a dime? Can he kneel while he's, maybe.
Right.
But he
I will say,
I don't think he's actually out there reading defenses. I mean, Mahomes, QB1 has to make instant decisions as soon as the ball's snapped, reading defenses. And
I will say that I saw some video of him playing flag football, and he did have his moves that, whatever.
I just think it's a different mentality and different approach. So maybe.
I think if you're a flag football player, just keep Mahomes' name out your mouth.
Exactly. No, I mean that's he gets the award for that for sure.
Yeah, you're a flag football player. Don't even talk about Patrick Mahomes. You guys are that'd be like talking about, my IQ of football is better than Bobby Witt Jr.'s. I mean, it's two different things. You're not even.
Guys, my fantasy football team won last year, so clearly that makes me far more superior in knowledge than Brett Veach, right? I mean, because I won the fantasy football league.
He's just trying to get some run for being a fantasy football.
No, I'm trying to show you how silly of a comparison that is. Just because I won a fantasy football league, that means automatically I know more than Brett Veach. Come on.
Well, hey, who got an A+ on their draft report? And Rudy.
All right, we'll see at the end of the year.
My draft was pretty amazing. So,
all right,
we'll see at the end of the year.
Yeah. So I'm looking for. Anybody got it? Where's the drop at? Where's the drop at? We're done with. We're done with the Quit Acting Stupid Award. So there's a drop that we played. I can't find it.
Do we?
Oh, there we go.
Major award.
Sorry.
I think we played at the same time.
It's a major award.
So, anyways, I think that's it, guys. Are we good? We got a clip of the week, and then we can send everybody to bed, I guess.
Yeah, I gotta get.
Put that baby to bed.
It is 11:30. So here,
Put that
clip of the
baby
week,
to bed.
guys.
Let's do lunch.
Clip of the week.
Can I take your order? Can I get a tall chai?
A large black coffee.
A what?
Large black coffee.
Do you mean a venti?
No, I mean a large.
He means a venti. Yeah, the biggest one you got.
Venti is large.
No, venti is 20.
Danny.
Yeah. Large is large. In fact, tall is large, and grande is Spanish for large. Venti's the only one that doesn't mean large. It's also the only one that's Italian. Congratulations, you're stupid in 3 languages.
Look, Dick, venti is a large coffee.
Really? Says who? Fellini?
How much is that? Here's a 10.
Do you accept lira, or is it all
You know
euros
what? Just
now?
keep the change.
What movie was that again?
That was Role Models. Role Models. Which is where the chicken fingers, running a train on the chicken fingers, comes from. It's a great movie. It's a great movie.
Role Models
So,
is fantastic.
you haven't seen Role Models?
Yeah.
Oh, really? She hadn't seen it? Oh,
Yeah.
so good.
One of my favorite, I don't know if this hits as well for you guys, but one of my favorite like little running jokes in that is there's a song that the one guy keeps playing on the guitar, on the acoustic guitar, or he keeps humming it, and he keeps saying it's a Wing song, and it's not a song that really exists. So like Paul Rudd, that's not a song, man. Like he just keeps like humming it to himself throughout the whole movie. And it sounds like a real Wing song, and on the end credits, they recorded a version of it that sounds like it's.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's really great.
Cool.
Go back and look at that.
Paul Rudd, a national treasure. So, guys, with that, I think we're good.
Appreciate you all joining. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And every time we post out there on social media,
we need to say that at the beginning. Because
probably.
Yeah. But
Everybody
anyway,
else has already gone. They've already gone memes by now.
Memes.
All right, we'll explain Mimi's next time. For my brothers Rudy, Jamie, and Andy, I am Bobby D saying until next time, quit acting stupid.
Not to get into too much troubles, okay?